Welcome to Book Date with You, the platform where we recommend the best book to you. Today is episode 112, and we will be continuing with the part 2 of this book, I'm Not a Morning Person by Kris. So let's start.
Yes, today we will continue. This is a part two of the book we were going to talk about. So, if you are not yet go to the first episode, I recommend you to go back and to watch after you watch this part. It's so much great insights from Kris herself. So this let's start a little bit on about acceptance. So there's one whole chapter of the book is talking about acceptance. When you are having the grief and also the loss, acceptance is the power. So let's go deep dive a little bit to talk about what is this acceptance about. So we're going to quote from the book. Acceptance is not giving up, settling, or denying the situation. Acceptance is not being hunky-dory about what happened either. As it relates to grief and loss, acceptance is about recognizing that life has changed and we can no longer go back to what was. While we don't have to like it, here we are in a newly emerging reality. Acceptance helps us to find a way forward that honors our unique journey and well being. Acceptance teaches us the expansion. What I mean here is expansion and revolutionary power of embracing the gray and all that comes with it. So, from here, the definition, you kind of know a little bit about what is this acceptance about. And let me share with you one more very important key. The opposite of acceptance is resistance. So fighting against the truth. Maybe, for example, I give you an example. Like the person already passed away already or just already end the relationship with you, but you still have the idea that he or she will come back. That is like fighting against the truth and fighting against our ego. For example, that I'm not that kind of person who falls apart. So that is fighting against the ego. So whichever way, when you resist, remember there's a phrase saying that what you resist persists. That is the thing that when we talk about resistance, is normally is our go-to mode. It's like every time when things happen, you will go to resist first. That is normal. And I tell you how I actually go through like a year of resistance. It's like so hard because it is like automatically we are in that mood. And that is the one that keep us stuck in the pain and frozen in time. So what I want to share with you here is when Kris she shared with us is while we spend all the time fighting and avoiding what it is, we actually waste a lot of energy, valuable energy, the kind of energy that could really channeled for more fulfilling and productive direction. This is something I experienced myself. When I'm in the process of grief, I just continuously feel like I'm lack of energy. I just don't know why, even though I eat well, I move my body, I don't sleep really well, but I just feel like I can't get enough energy back then. So that is the reason why I just want to tell you when you're fighting or avoiding that, you will actually use up a lot of your valuable energy. So this is a phrase that mantra that Kris shared with us that is called a serenity code. Grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So, what I want to highlight here is the wisdom to know the difference. Wow. Sometimes, yes, you know what is this? Sometimes it's just like to let yourself to have the wisdom to know the difference, things that you can change and things that you can't change. That takes a little bit while for you to really get into it. So I would love you to think in a moment to understand a little bit about that. So let's go for this one. She also mentioned about surrender. And what is the difference between surrender and also acceptance? So the main distinction, I quote from her book, that she sees is acceptance happens in the head space. Acceptance happens in the head, while surrender happens in the heart space. So that is the difference. So back then, when I am having my grief process, I would say, I accept it. So means my mind accept it as it is. But I know that my heart and my brain, my mind is not yet aligned. It's not in alignment. And I don't know exactly what happened until the moment, like just a few months ago. And I know that, whoa, it is actually the surrender that my heart is haven't surrendered yet. So that's the misalignment that I feel. So when you have the misalignment, you can't go well. So the only time that you can move forward is your mind and your heart is in alignment, which you surrender and you accept. So this is something like what she mentioned. We kind of need to let go of the shoulda, woulda, or coulda. What it means by the unproductive thoughts that keep us stuck in the past, beating ourselves up and blaming others. So like what we should do, what we would do, what we could do. It's like I should do this, yeah, I could do that. It's like something that really stuck, really will make us stuck in the past. So this is what she wrote. The shoulda, woulda, or coulda mess up our ability to recognize all the goodness that is actually happening in our lives right now. Even in the present moment also holds the pain. It's true. So sometimes you will think about, oh, I should do this. I could do this. I would do this. So sometimes it's really, really, I know it's automatically. You will think about that. I think about that too. I thought about this too, but it's just like we need to be more aware, having the wisdom to have the awareness to pull ourselves out from the kind of unproductive thoughts. So now let's go to another part. Is talking about acceptance reminds us to be compassionate with ourselves. Even if you have lost something or someone so important that it feels impossible to be happy again, love is still waiting for you. In fact, love never dies. So this is something I love about when Kris having one particular chapter talking about how her dad is dying. So it's really, really so heart touching for me because what she is trying to let us know is about rest in love. So while her dad is dying, she is writing these sentences like dying is fucking exhausting. And I can feel that too, because when you actually witness someone is dying or your person is actively dying, the process is daunting. The process is very exhausting. You can imagine that, you want to let someone swallow a pill or just swallow a piece of thing, you will take you like hours to go for that. It takes a long, long while. So if any caregiver here, you see someone die before, you know the process. So this is something she remind us talking about. Listen with your full being. So listen to the person who is dying with your ears and with your heart. So pick out what is said and not said. Difficult stuff to do, I know. It's tough. If particularly you want to listen to someone that you love so much, it's so hard. And there is part that she actually pull out one of the very important key, which I want to share with you so much. It's about hospice care. She actually gets the hospice care, the palliative care doctors and nurse come to her house to support her physically and mentally, emotionally. So, which means that the doctor and the nurses will come over on board. And this is wherever you are in this world. Remember, there is always a palliative care team around your corner. Please ask from your doctor. Please ask from your doctor to refer you to the right palliative care team. So they will be the one that support you, support the dying loved one in the terminally ill stage. So that is the part that I would love to highlight to you. Remember that you have this service around you. So next part we would love to talk about this. It's about being mindful of your energy. So Kris mentioned about this to be mindful of our own energy when we were in his space. So his means that her dad, all right, when he's in the active phase of dying. So this is what she said. Though he is now in the active phase of dying, just because he can't talk to you doesn't mean that he can't hear you or pick up the vibes. Talk to him. Tell him you love him. But don't bring stress here and talk about things that you would not talk about in front of him. So that shows how sensitive we all to energy, especially when our own energy is diminished. We absorbed, vibes like little sponge. We are impacted by the feelings and the moods. That's why learning to care and protect our energy is so valuable. So this is another chapter when Kris talk about for those people that who want to offer support. So the chapter is called Courageous Acknowledgement. So it's like a lot of time we want to help, we want to offer the support, but we don't know what to say. So here are some of the ways that Kris actually mentioned how and helpful ways that the way to share your condolences. So this is the way. I'm so sorry that you are going through this. I'm not sure what to say, but I'm here to listen. I don't know how you feel, but I'm here to help in any way that I can. I'm with you and I love you. I will bet you could use some help right now. How about I help you in a certain way, fill in the blank, help you to buy some groceries, run the errands, or walk the dog. So this is some of the helpful ways that you actually can help you to share your condolences to those people around you if you want to offer the support. In the end, there is no magic words that can take the pain away from those who are grieving or feeling in crisis. It's not our job to do so. It's not our job to make it easier. It is your job to witness to It is your job to bear witness, hold space for whatever feelings needs to be expressed, and above all, be loving. Love always knows what to do. It's like, a lot of time, a lot of time is the pain need to be witnessed. This is something I don't know back then. Until now, I know that, oh, our pain need to witness by someone. Only then it can complete. So you can hug them, hold their hand, tell them you love them, validate their feelings, especially the raw, embarrassing one. So again, if you're like me, I'm also like Kris. It's like, oh, it's so automatically for me to offer the advice. So, but right now I learned this one from Kris so much. You can ask, do you want advice right now? Or do you want to brainstorm? Or do you just want to get it off your chest? Asking permission never hurts. Remember, as I mentioned just now, pain needs to be witnessed, not polished. So this is another chapter. Let's talk about this. Self-care in a storm. When you are not okay, self-care is exactly what we need. So at the various rupture points, this is what Kris found herself. She actually scrolled her phone, watched TV, eating cereal. This is something I did as well because I found that my screen time is actually even more than normal. That's why I say that's why Kris always mentioned self-care is the most important thing when you are in the grief and loss. There are five pillars that she's talking about. It's always what you talk. Pillar number one is what you eat. Pillar number two is what you drink. It's time to hydrate yourself with real pure water. And the pillar number three is what you think and also the stress reduction. Start your day with a thank you. Oh, yes. Start your day with a thank you. Start your day with a gratitude moment that is so crazily important for me because they grounded me so much for me to start my day, no matter how bad is a day can go, right? So, and also pillar number four is about how you rest. It's about your sleep, your health benefits of your sleep, how you are renewing about your energy, how you move yourself to generate more energy. That is the big five pillar that Kris shared in the book. So that is the new mantra that she mentioned the last chapter. It's about it's good enough. Good enough creates momentum. Good enough allows you to implement better habits. And good enough helps you from quitting on yourself. Good enough is likely all you have got right now. And well, it is good enough. Give yourself a pass. Means that it's good enough right now. What you are doing right now is the best you can do at this moment. Don't push yourself too hard. Don't beat yourself up. You just take a step at a moment. Not just say take a day at a moment. Take one step at a moment. If your step is like 5 minutes, let it be the 5 minutes. That's very, very important. And always, always look for light. There's always a hope. No matter how bad you see the tunnel, you don't see the light. There's always, always light at the end. So keep believing in it and take care of yourself. So thank you so much for listening to this episode. I'm going to see you in the next episode.